Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is genuinely a game changer for the Chicago Bears, and honestly, for the entire NFC North. This isn't just another offseason rumor or a minor trade whisper. It's the kind of move that could reshape the entire defensive landscape of the division. And it involves none other than Kayvon Thibodeaux, the promising edge rusher from the New York Giants, who might soon be donning the iconic navy and orange. Let's rewind a little and set the stage. The Giants, as most of you know, have been in a bit of a flux lately. They've been trying to find that perfect balance between building for the future and competing now. And that's where Thibodeaux comes into play. Drafted 5th overall back in 2022, this young pass rusher has shown flashes of brilliance but hasn't quite put it all together consistently. Still, his potential is undeniable. Last season, in 12 games, he managed to rack up 5 sacks, which is respectable, but when you consider his draft status and expectations, it's just a hint of what he could become. The big question is whether the Giants should hold on to him or look for the best value now, especially with 2 years remaining on his contract. And sources suggest that the Giants might be leaning towards the trade route, especially if they can net a second or third-round pick in return. That's a significant asset for a team in transition, and it's exactly the kind of move that the Bears need to consider seriously. The Bears, for their part, have been making aggressive moves in the offseason to bolster their defense. We saw the signing of veteran defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, who brings a wealth of experience and disruptive ability inside. Gervon Dexter and Andrew Billings have also been part of the foundation, and they're doing their best to create a formidable front. But everyone knows that for a team aspiring to be a playoff contender, you need more than just a solid interior. You need relentless edge rushers who can consistently pressure the quarterback. That's where Thibodeaux comes into the picture. His addition could be the missing piece to turn this Bears defense into a true nightmare for opposing offenses. Now, let's talk about the current state of the Bears' defensive line. It's a unit that's shown promise, but has also faced challenges, especially when it comes to rushing the passer. While Montez Sweat was a fantastic addition last season, providing some much-needed pass-rushing juice, the team still needs to develop more consistent pressure from the outside. Adding someone like Thibodeaux would immediately give the Bears a versatile, high-upside edge rusher who can line up in various spots on the line and create mismatches. His speed, agility, and ability to bend around tackles make him a perfect fit for the Bears' defensive schemes, especially under the guidance of defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, who loves to dial up aggressive blitzes and stunts. And think about this, the NFC North is no joke. It's a division packed with potent offenses and tough defenses. The Detroit Lions, for example, have built a formidable defensive front with Tyleik Williams, DJ Reader, Alan McNeil, and Aiden Hutchinson leading the charge. They can bring the pressure from all angles, and their secondary is developing into one of the league's better units. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings have invested heavily in their defensive front, with players like Jonathan Greenard and Dallas Turner, creating a unit that's capable of disrupting even the most potent offenses. The Bears must be ready to counter these threats. They need to ensure that they can apply consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks, especially in a division where a game can be decided in the trenches. A pass rusher like Kayvon Thibodeaux isn't just a luxury, it's a strategic necessity. His ability to collapse the pocket and force hurried throws could be the difference maker in close games. It could also open up other opportunities for the defense, such as creating turnovers or setting up favorable field positions. Now, let's not forget the intangible aspect here. Thibodeaux' high draft status, combined with his potential for growth, makes him a player that the Bears could develop into a franchise cornerstone. While he's still young, his raw talent and athleticism are evident. If he finds the right environment, with the right coaching and team structure, he could blossom into the dominant pass rusher that everyone predicted when he was drafted. And for the Bears, that kind of player could be the key to turning around a defense that's been searching for identity and consistency for years. But what about the implications for the Giants? Well, as I mentioned earlier, they're in a bit of a rebuild phase, and smart teams know when to capitalize on a player's high value. Trading Thibodeaux now, while he's still under contract and has upside, could bring back valuable draft capital, something the Giants can use to accelerate their rebuild or to add pieces in other areas. It's a classic case of understanding the timing and maximizing the return on investment. For the Bears, this trade could be a bold statement. It would signal that they're serious about competing now, not just in a few years. They're willing to invest in their defense, take risks, and bring in young talent that can elevate the entire unit. It's a move that could shift the power dynamics within the division, especially if Thibodeaux can live up to his potential and make an immediate impact. And let's keep in mind the mental aspect. Facing a team with a dominant edge rusher like Thibodeaux can change offensive game plans entirely. Quarterbacks will have to adjust, and offensive lines will have to double-team him, freeing up others to make plays. It's about creating chaos in the backfield, disrupting timing routes, and making life miserable for the opposing quarterback, which is exactly what the Bears need to elevate their defense. Now, I know some of you might be wondering about the logistics, the exact details, and whether this trade is actually going to happen. Well, right now, it's still in the rumor mill, but the signs point to a real possibility. The Giants are exploring their options, and the Bears are always looking to improve their roster. If the deal goes through, it could be one of the most significant moves of the offseason for Chicago, a statement that they're not just building for the future, but also competing right now. Imagine a front seven with Montez Sweat, Dayo Odeyingbo, and Kayvon Thibodeaux rushing the passer together. That's a nightmare for any offensive line in the league. And with the secondary improving and the inside linebackers holding their ground, the Bears could become one of the most feared defenses in the league. That's the kind of identity they've been striving for, and acquiring Thibodeaux might be the final piece of the puzzle. So, in conclusion, this potential trade isn't just about acquiring a talented player. It's about making a bold statement, about showing that the Chicago Bears are serious contenders and that they're willing to do whatever it takes to elevate their defense to the next level. It's about building a team that can pressure quarterbacks, create turnovers, and dominate the trenches. And for the fans, it's about dreaming bigger, believing in the possibility of a Super Bowl run, and seeing your team take definitive steps toward greatness. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe that acquiring Kayvon Thibodeaux is the move that could finally push this defense into elite territory? Or do you think there are other priorities that the team should focus on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters not just to us but to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and more news about your Chicago Bears. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep the Bears' fire burning bright. Thanks for watching, and as always, bear down.